Hello, Grace Works 111 or Genevieve. I am here today to read books, to read stories to you, to the children. It's a little dark. Pardonnez-moi. There we go. See, sometimes you just gotta not be shy to do, even though I'm recording, I just needed to do it instead of starting over and trying to be perfect, right? Accept yourself the way you are, as imperfect as you are, because the imperfect parts of you, Jesus has made, and some of those parts are gorgeous and beautiful and are what make up the beauty of the world. Because if we didn't screw up and mess up on things, then there wouldn't be any discoveries on how things work or don't work. There wouldn't be new inventions. There'd be a lot of things that wouldn't happen if we did not make mistakes. So being imperfect can actually be a good thing. It's not a weakness. It's all up here and here on how one views that. So anyways, God must have thought we needed to hear that one. So I'm here to read. I thought, you know what? Sometimes parents need a break, right? So kids, come on. Take a listen. I'm going to try to show the pictures and do all that along the way. So I am starting out with Aladdin. Let's see. It is page 161. Wait a minute. Oh, 193, I'm wrong. Look, I looked in the wrong spot. There we go. Alright, so it's Aladdin. The princess who didn't want to marry. Uh-oh. Kinda sounds yucky already, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, here's the picture, okay? And the other one. Princess Jasmine giggled with her friend Raha. With her friend Raha. Although Raha was a tiger, he had always been her closest friend. Now he held a piece of Prince Ahmed's pants in his mouth. He and Jasmine were both glad to be rid of the selfish suitor. Jasmine's father, however, was not amused. The law says you must be married to a prince by your next birthday. Jasmine thought the law was unfair. She wanted to marry for love. Try to understand. I've never done a thing on my own, she explained. Lately, she wished that she were not a princess at all. She felt as trapped as the caged doves. That night, the princess disguised herself, planning to escape. As she began to climb over the palace wall, Raja, I'm not sure I'm saying that right, so I apologize. We'll say Raja. tugged on her dress. He was sad to see Jasmine leave, but knew what was best for her. "I can't stay here and have my life lived for me," she explained sorrowfully. In the marketplace, life was busy. It was busy and exciting with compassion. Jasmine handed an apple to a poor child. However, when she was unable to pay the vendor grabbed her angrily when she was unable to pay. Luckily, a handsome stranger came to her rescue. Running swiftly, they escaped to his rooftop home. Jasmine was thrilled with the thought of such freedom. This young man had no one to tell him what he could or couldn't do. As she was imagining his carefree life, the man looked longingly toward the palace. It would be wonderful to live there, he thought, without having to worry about where to find his next meal. "Sometimes I just feel so trapped," they both expressed at the same time. Surprised, they looked at each other, feeling a deep bond with this handsome stranger. Jasmine leaned to kiss. She leaned in to kiss him when suddenly guards burst upon them. There was nowhere to escape. "Do you trust me?" asked the young man, holding out his hand to her. She looked into his brown eyes and placed her fingers in his grip. Quickly, they jumped off the tall building, their fall broken by a pile of hay. I've got you this time. Street rat," yelled another guard. Jasmine revealed herself as a princess, but they still arrested her friend. "My orders come from Jafar," the guard told her. Back at the palace, Jasmine confronted her father's chief advisor. The evil Jafar cruelly deceived her into thinking that her handsome stranger was dead. "Oh, Raja," she wept as the tiger tried to comfort her. Many days later, on the streets of Agrabah, there was a magnificent parade. Princess Jasmine was grieving. She was grieving. Watched from her balcony, and trumpets were blaring. Animals were doing tricks, fireworks blasted, but most impressive was Prince Ali. Prince Ali sitting on top of the enormous elephant, throwing gold coins into the crowd. Jasmine shook her head in disgust. Did he think he could buy her hand in marriage? With anger, she yelled at the prince, "I am not a prize to be won. I am not a prize to be won." But Prince Ali would not give up. evening he appeared. He appeared on her balcony. Raja growled protectively and was about to chase him away, but Jasmine thought he looked familiar. She stepped closer, and he showed her his magic carpet. We could get out of this palace, see the world, Prince Ali offered. Jasmine hesitated until he leaned forward, offering his hand. "Do you trust me?" "Do you trust me?" he asked. Immediately Jasmine knew this was the same stranger that she had met in the marketplace. Eagerly, she climbed aboard, and the carpet took them into the star-filled sky. Never had she seen such wonders as they flew. She felt happier than she had ever before. Leaning on Prince Ali's shoulders, she held his hand, not wanting the romantic night to end. Unfortunately, Jafar soon discovered Prince Ali's magic lamp. He revealed Jasmine's love to be Aladdin, a poor boy from Agrabah. He had used a wish from the genie, the lamp, to transform himself into Prince Ali. Jasmine, I'm sorry I lied to you about being a prince, said Aladdin humbly. Jasmine held his hands. She didn't love him for being a prince. She loved him for himself. Even the Sultan realized that Aladdin was worthy. When her father changed the law to allow his daughter to marry the man of her choice, Jasmine said, I choose Aladdin. As fireworks lit the sky and the genie and Abu waved goodbye, Aladdin and Jasmine, they shared. Wait a minute. Why isn't it going to the next page? Oh, it is. They shared a kiss. A kiss on their magic carpet. Beneath them was a whole new world where they would live together happily ever after. A whole new world, that's where we'll be. Alright, next one we have is Bambi. Bambi. As a prince, Bambi learned to walk out. An outspoken young rabbit became his cheerful guide in the outdoor world. Clumsily, Bambi stumbled after Thumper and his brothers and sisters. He's a little wobbly, isn't he? Asked Thumper. and the bunnies all giggled as the little prince got used to his thin young legs. As they explored, Bambi stopped to look at some beautifully colored birds. Say bird, Thumper prompted. Bird, he tried, the little fawn. Bird, Thumper corrected. Soon Bambi was saying his first word as the bunnies happily cheered him on. Butterfly. And then flower were the next words Bambi learned. Thumper showed him how to smell the fragrant flowers. The fawn's big blue eyes. Feline laughed heartily at Bambi's nervousness. Let's see, did I miss something? Oh, I think I did. Oh, pardonnez-moi. I thought that seemed a little off. Okay, so here we are. So Thumper showed Bambi how to smell the fragrant blooms. But when Bambi leaned into the flowers, he touched a small black nose. Flower, the fawn pronounced proudly. Thumper rolled over laughing as he saw a skunk lift his head from the blossoms. He's not a flower, Thumper began to explain. He's a little... That's all right, interrupted the bashful skunk. He can call me Flower if he wants to. Happy with his new name, Flower held a special place in his heart for the young prince. Soon after, while playing in the meadow, the little deer captured another heart. When he was looking at his reflection in the water, the pretty face of a female fawn, Feline, appeared beside his own. In shock, Bambi jumped backwards. Suddenly he was shy as he looked into the other fawn's big blue eyes. Feline laughed heartily, this is it, at Bambi's nervousness. Bounding toward him, she caused him to stumble through some reeds and land with a splash in the creek. Mischievously, the doe teased her playmate by leaning through the reeds to kiss him. Then she's running around to lick his other cheek. Oh, Bambi was not nearly as amused as his tormentor. You healed, pouncing at Feline. She giggled and ran, and he chased her through the meadow, his anger changing quickly to enjoyment. It was fun. It was fun to have another deer to play with. Quickly, the seasons changed. Bambi woke one morning, and he was amazed to see the world covered in white. "It's snow," his mother explained. "Winter has come." Indeed, it had. Bambi and Thumper reveled in the winter wonderland. Thumper even tried to teach his friend to ice skate, but hooves and long, thin legs are not meant for slippery surfaces. Thumper patiently pushed and pulled and prodded to keep Bambi upright. Flower, however, did not share in their merriment. All of us flowers sleep in the winter," he informed the others. As the seasons passed, Bambi and his friends became handsome young males. Friend Owl warned them that... Oh, what did he warn him about? Do you know? What did he warn him about? I bet you're right. That they would soon find themselves twitterpated, falling in love. "It won't happen to me," each of the three friends declared haughtily. They walked away. Then, without warning, Flower felt his heart pumping. Two of the prettiest blue eyes he had ever seen were staring at him through a garden of daisies as the female skunk kissed him. Flower turned red all over, smiling. He followed her through the blossoms, turning only once to give Bambi and Thumper a helpless shrug. So, "Twitterpated," cried Thumper. "Twitterpated." He listened to the happy giggles as Flower bounded after the lovely female skunk. In disbelief, he and Bambi continued down the path. Suddenly, Thumper stopped in his tracks. He turned and looked at a gorgeous bunny fluffing the fur on her cheeks. With a flutter of long eyelashes and a kiss, Thumper's foot began thumping wildly. Owl was right. He'd fallen in love. Now Bambi, alone as he stopped for a drink at the creek, he saw Feline. She had grown into a beautiful doe. Bambi, startled at her reflection, and backed into a blossoming tree, catching his antlers in the branches. "Hello, Bambi," she laughed gently. "Remember me?" This time, she wasn't teasing. She leaned to kiss him, and he wasn't rubbing the kiss away, as he had when they were fawns. Instead, his eyes grew big and round. He bounced after Faline as if in a dream filled with clouds. As they pranced through the meadow, Bambi was so happy he felt as if he was flying, deciding to spend their lives together. Bambi and Faline soon became proud parents of fawns. All of the animals in the forest came to gaze at Bambi's children. Thumper brought his large family. Even Flower had a little baby skunk to hurry. Even Flower had a little skunk to hurry along. How happy Bambi was to have everyone he loved share his joy. And all of them became twitter-pated in love. And it felt great. So never be scared of falling in love, right? Okay. Cinderella. Oh, that's the very first one. The very first one. Oh, one of Cinderella's pages flew out. That's crazy. When I was reading, I knew something fell out. And this book is a little bit old. So I'm not surprised that happened. Let's see. Is this the very beginning? Yes, it is. Okay. And so I got this book from Goodwill, I think. And the person got signatures from the characters. So that's cool, huh? Cinderella, Cinderella, dressed in yellow. Cinderella, Cinderella, dressed in yellow. Pardonnez-moi. I am reading outside, so you're gonna hear people. You're gonna hear there's the Blue Angels jets or something that are practicing. So you noticed that earlier. And now I have people walking by. Besides my gorgeous birds that love to sing. So yeah. Oh, that's a towhee. Spotted towhee sound. Isn't it pretty? And after I said that, he came down to eat. Pretty cool. Let me see if I wait a minute if these people will be going by. Oh, and that's a chickadee chickadee. You hear the little chirp? Okay, they're almost passing. I think. Not that it really matters, but I kind of even though I'm recording for everyone, I still like to do it in privacy, even though I'm outside. Alright, I'm just gonna go forward with it. Okay. Cinderella imagined herself dancing. Oh, here. Here, see the picture? Here's the picture. Okay. Cinderella imagined herself dancing at the royal ball as she held her mother's old dress against her. It needed a few alterations, but they wouldn't be difficult. If only she could find the time to do them. "Cinderella!" yelled her stepmother and stepsisters again. They were getting ready for the ball, and they wouldn't give Cinderella a moment of peace. I guess my dress will just have to wait," the poor girl sighed. As she left the room, Jack, one of Cinderella's favorite mouse friends, said, "Know what, Cinderella, not go to the ball." The other mice looked at him, startled. "Work, work, work," he explained with disgust. She's never get dressed done. She'll never get it done. Work, work, work. Cinderella not go to the ball. Cinderella's animal friends decided to surprise her. By fixing the dress. After all, she had been caring for them for years. Just that day, she had rescued poor Gus from a mousetrap. Then she had dressed him, fed him, and protected him from her stepmother's mean cat. So together with the birds, her attic family lifted ribbons and scissors and sewing needles to help make her dress, to make Cinderella's dream come true. "Oh, thank you so much," the beautiful girl exclaimed when she saw what her friends had done for her. The birds and the mice were overjoyed to see Cinderella so happy. She deserved to have a special evening, never complaining for all she had to endure from her stepsisters and stepmothers. Cinderella still hoped that one day she would find true happiness. However, it was not long before her stepmother and stepsisters took hope away from her too. Tearing her beautiful dress to shreds, they left her alone, sobbing in the garden. There, soothed a new voice. Cinderella's fairy godmother. Her fairy godmother magically appeared. "Dry your tears," she said. "You can't go to the ball looking like that." Cinderella started to explain that she wasn't going to the ball, but her fairy godmother wouldn't hear of it. Would never hear of it. Waving her magic wand, she turned a pumpkin into a magnificent coach. Cinderella and her animal friends stared stared at the magic in amazement. Bippity-boppity-boo, bippity-boppity-boo, sang the fairy. Bippity-boppity-boo, yada-yada-da-dum, sang the fairy. Okay, which way do I need to be? Here we go. Godmother soon changed four of the mice, including Gus and Jack. They were turned into proud horses. As for Cinderella, her new gown shimmered like diamonds. She stood staring at her image in the fountain with disbelief. It's more than I ever hoped for, she declared, her eyes sparkling. When she arrived at the palace, Cinderella was swept into a dream world. It's more than I could ever hope for. As she and the prince swirled around the dance floor, everybody turned to stare at the beautiful girl who had caught the prince's eye. Who is she? They asked. She must be a princess. None could have imagined that earlier that day that she had No one could have ever imagined earlier that day she had been dressed in rags. Never had Cinderella known such happiness as the handsome young prince bowed before her. She felt her heart pounding. They danced together in the castle garden, swept up in the splendor of the evening, gazing into her eyes. The prince leaned in to kiss her just as the clock struck 12. When she heard the bell toll, Cinderella remembered, oh dear, oh no, her fairy godmother's warning. She remembered that the spell would be broken at midnight. She raced down the grand staircase, leaving behind one of her dainty glass slippers. The next day, doing her chores again. Next day, one day a princess in a gown, next day wearing rags again and doing chores. The young girl hummed, though. She hummed dreamily, realizing that Cinderella was the prince's mysterious love, her stepmother mercilessly. She had no mercy. She locked her in her room in the attic. Locked her in the attic room. No, please let me out, she cried. She knew that the Grand Duke was trying the glass slipper on every maiden in the kingdom. He would be here soon. We've just got to get that key, Jack told Gus. Despite the danger, they pulled the key out of the stepmother's pocket. Despite the danger. Then they pushed and pulled it up. They pulled it up that long staircase With a last burst of energy, Cinderella's exhausted little friends were finally able to slip the key under her locked door. "Oh, thank you," she cried. "Thank you, thank you." Hurrying down the steps, Cinderella heard a crash. Then the slipper she had left behind was broken. Pulling the other slipper out of her pocket, she called to the Grand Duke, "May I try this on? May I try this on?" The perfect fit! It proved that Cinderella was indeed the young woman who had won the prince's heart. Jack and Gus cheered. They cheered happily for their beautiful friend, Cinderella, as they watched her dreams come true. They're so happy for everything that she's gone through. So don't give up. With all the things that you go through in life, all the hard times, they make us who we become. And sometimes the bad parts make beautiful parts happen. So never give up hope and trust that God has your back at all times. Amen, amen. Okay. And this will be the last one for now. Dumbo. Dumbo. Let's see, that is page 81. Chickadee. Chickadee. A little chirp. Little tiny. I can't do it, obviously. But it's cute. Water, daughter. Dumbo. I was gonna try to do like all 16. I have 16 stories, but I think I might do 4 each day. Because this is a little more time than I thought. But it's great, right? I hope you're enjoying the stories. I'm still trying to get my rhythm down. This is the first time I've done it, so please bear with me. But I will get my rhythm down. And it will get better. So enjoy this Dumbo. Okay. The picture. Dumbo's mother was locked away. Poor little Dumbo felt alone in the world without his mother's tender caresses and playful games. He was sad and lonely. The other elephants blamed him. They blamed him for his own mother's imprisonment. They laughed at his big ears and turned their backs on him. They turned their backs on him when he most needed caring and understanding. In disbelief, a friendly mouse named Timothy listened. He listened to the mean-spirited gossip of the large elephants, knowing that they would be terrified of a little mouse like him. He decided to give them the fright of their life after wrong with having, what was wrong with having big ears anyway? Thought Timothy. As far as he was concerned, Dumbo was a cute baby. A cute baby elephant. So Timothy waved his arms and stuck out his and stuck out his ringmaster's tent That night the mouse whispered his great idea to the sleeping man. "Dumbo," he repeated over and over, thinking the idea come to him in a dream. The ringmaster announced his amazing new act. The smallest elephant leaping from a springboard to the top of an amazing pyramid of pachyderms. Dumbo was nervous. He was nervous, but Timothy encouraged him to try. Running towards the springboard, the little elephant tripped over his ears and fell, knocking over the enormous pyramid and collapsing the tent. After that, to make matters worse, the ringmaster made Dumbo a clown. The poor little guy didn't trust the other clowns to keep him safe. They forced him to jump from a burning building. Ugh. Dumbo had never been so scared or humiliated. When the show was over, the little elephant was inconsolable. No one could calm him down. Timothy tried to comfort his friend. He offered peanuts as he washed the clown paint off with warm, soapy water. Still, Dumbo did not stop crying. Poor Dumbo. Timothy knew that the only one who could help Dumbo now was his mother. So Timothy arranged for a short visit. Even though only her trunk could hug him, Dumbo basked in his mother's love, although he was sad to go. Although he was sad to go back to his tent without her, Dumbo was thankful for Timothy's help. The next morning, after some strange and restless dreams, the mouse and the elephant awoke high up in a tree. Some crows were laughing as the friends fell into a pond. "Don't listen to those scarecrows," Timothy told Dumbo, but the elephant was already walking away. Head down, everyone was always laughing at him. He had his head down, and they're always laughing at his big old ears. Defending, here's a picture. Defending his friend, Timothy yelled at the crows for being insensitive. "How would you like to be taken away from your mother when you were just a baby and then be sent out into a cold, cruel, heartless world?" he ranted. The crows apologized. They really hadn't meant any harm. They did the right thing. "What he needs is this magic feather," offered one crow. Timothy showed his friend. "Look, Dumbo, you can fly holding the feather in his trunk." Dumbo closed his eyes and flapped his ears. He wanted so much to believe that Timothy that he could fly. Wait, Timothy, he's flying. Wow. Went straight to flying. When he opened his eyes again, the little elephant was overjoyed, because he really was flying. He held the feather tightly, flying through the sky like a bird. Timothy cheered from his seat on Dumbo's hat, while the crows praised the elephant's talent. It was not long before Timothy's prediction of stardom that it was a reality. As Dumbo jumped from the burning building again, he dropped the magic feather and panicked. He panicked. Timothy quickly assured him that he could fly on his own. Restoring his confidence allowed Dumbo to soar on his own without the feather, astonishing everyone. Astonishing everyone who had once made fun of the elephant's big ears. Finally, Dumbo and his mother were reunited with love and pride. Timothy signed on as manager for the world's only flying elephant. So what's the purpose of that story? Believe in yourself. And Dumbo thought he needed that feather to be confident. It helped him. It did help him for a little bit, but after he let go of the feather, he was still able to fly. That's the confidence you and I need. To believe that we can still do the things that some maybe people around us tell us we are not going to be able to do. We'll show them. You show them. You have your own confidence. You believe in yourself and you trust in God. They can say what they want. They can believe what they want. They can call you what they want. But ultimately, it's just between you and God. And as long as you believe in yourself and God believes in you, you're set to go. The issue we have is we want others to acknowledge us a lot. And when they don't acknowledge us, then we feel like we're not worth much. But that's false. It's not true. You are still worth so much. So tune out the negative and only let in those who bring you positive energy. All right. I hope you enjoyed the stories, and take care. God bless.